We are looking at the latest entry in Team Ninja's samurai action RPG series, and this time it's set during the Bakumatsu period in 1864 Kyoto, which is basically the twilight years of the samurai era. Now what makes this game different from the first two games is that it's more open now, instead of being mission based, and you're dealing with a mix of traditional samurai combat and more modern weapons like firearms showing up. Now the core gameplay is still about precise combat where timing either makes or breaks you. You've got this key pulse mechanic where you press the button right after attacking to get your stamina back faster, which is something that carries over from the previous games. It takes some getting used to, but once you nail the timing it becomes second nature. The game's combat lets you switch between two different styles on the fly. There's the samurai style for direct confrontation and the ninja style for much faster movement and techniques. You can equip different weapon types in each style and also swap between them mid-fight. Though from what I can tell, magic and ninja tools might be locked to the ninja stance, which limits how you build your character. This game does throw a ton of gear at you constantly. That means you're always picking up better armor pieces and weapons with different stats and effects. So you will spend time in menus comparing numbers and swapping stuff around constantly too. And because of this, the new loot and equipment tends to feel less rewarding. At least that's how it feels to me. The game has a leveling system where you put points into different attributes like constitution for health, heart for key recovery, strength for certain weapons, and so on. Different weapons scale with different stats, so you have to build accordingly. The exploration in this game happens in these big open areas where you'll find shrines that work as checkpoints and let you fast travel, level up and manage your equipment. The world has main objectives and side missions you can tackle as well, plus these crucible zones that are basically corrupted areas filled with tougher enemies. You can find little spirit creatures called Kodama hidden around that give you bonuses when you bring them back to shrines. There are hot springs you can discover that give permanent buffs, enemy bases you have to clear out, and various secrets you can find if you poke around a bit. The combat difficulty seems reasonable from the early parts, though the bosses have quite a bit of health and can kill you pretty fast. You've got different stances for your weapons that change your moveset, martial arts you can unlock and use when you build up enough skill, and soul cores you can equip from defeated yokai to use their abilities. Now there's also a burst counter mechanic for punishing enemy attacks at the right moment. There is one thing that seems like an issue not just on my end, and that's the performance. It's always the performance. Even on strong hardware the game tends to struggle to maintain high frame rates at max settings, which is a bit weird considering it doesn't look that much better. I was actually a bit disappointed with the flat presentation at times, though I did have high expectations for this title. The optimization simply is not great yet, so if you don't have a beefy graphics card you might have to turn settings down quite a bit. Keep in mind that the performance can still improve until the full release. In the end it's more Nioh, which means challenging combat that rewards learning and timing, endless loot to sort through, and a dark, supernatural version of Japanese history. The shift to open areas instead of the separate missions changes the flow compared to earlier games, and the Bakumatsu setting with guns mixing into the samurai combat gives it a different flavor for sure. And this sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.